I'm editing photos right now for the G brand. I just got off a phone call for some machines that need to be fixed at the gym. I'm fixing to do this tattoo shop interview right now, which is fucking cool. Shout out to Nick's Picks. And then also too, like I have a phone call with a girl, Karina, in Dallas, who's probably gonna help us with some content creation and building a stronger Dallas team for the G brand. So there's always some shit going on, but right now we're gonna focus on tattooing. Talk a little bit about that. We're here in my tattoo shop at 13 Spencer Highway at True Warrior Tattoo. It's cool. This year in November, it'll be 10 years since True Warrior Tattoos opened up. For the people who know, like Nick, my sister BB, Kiesler, there's not a lot of people who were there at the very beginning. And it's like, if you know, you know. If you know, you know, you know. And it's insane. 10 years. I remember whenever I was a young tattooer and like I couldn't fathom even the idea of tattooing for 10 years, much less owning my own shop for 10 years. And this year in July, it'll be 16 years of me tattooing. So I opened True Warrior Tattoo whenever I was 6 years into tattooing, which is relatively early for owning your own shop. At least it was for at that time. Now you can tattoo for 6 months and open your own fucking shop. 6 years at the time, it was early. And I really had to take my time to learn the business and figure out what works and what doesn't work. One thing I found out was just treating people right. So many people have had so many bad experiences at tattoo shops. And I went into True Warrior Tattoo with the mindset of not being a fucking dickhead to people, treating people right, during a reward system, just cool shit, man. Trying to be nice and be cool to people and accept anybody and everybody. Not that I would allow myself to get walked over and taken advantage of, because I won't do that, but at the same time treating people right, and in the beginning, I was wanting to get an apprenticeship, but the people who I knew, the people who were around at the time, they really frowned upon me getting into the tattoo industry and becoming a tattooer. And these were tattooers who were already in the industry. They were established, they were tattooing, and they had some credibility, and I was trying to be able to get apprenticed by these people because those are the people I wanted to fucking be like. Now if I could go back in time, I would never waste my fucking time even trying to get an apprenticeship for me, because of the way things turned out for me. I remember that the guy was like, I'm not going to apprentice you. And I know that they would talk shit and everything. And, whenever he told me that he wasn't going to apprentice me, it fucking crushed me. I felt like that was the end of my tattooing before I could even get started. Like, I think I was probably even tattooing for maybe like a month. And I was trying to learn and trying to get apprenticed. And I was tattooing people at my house, and the guy was like, no, I'm not going to apprentice you. You started tattooing people at your house, so there goes, you lost your shot. And I didn't even know I couldn't do that. But looking back, when I walked out, my eyes watered. My eyes got watery when I was walking away, because like I said, it felt like my career was ending before I even had the chance to start it. I left, and I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to let these fucking people stop me, dude. I'm not gonna let anybody tell me that I can't tattoo and that I have to be apprentice. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck it takes. I don't give a fuck if you like me. I don't give a shit if you agree with what I'm doing. I don't give a shit if you think I should be tattooing out of my house at my kitchen table. I do not give a fuck. That's the mindset that I had, and I was gonna go for it anyway. And if you don't like it, then shoot me. And so I had to learn everything on my own. The only way I had to learn was I had to get paid to get tattooed, and that's how I learned. I would watch the people tattoo me, and I would buy $300 and $400 and $500 books. Japanese tattooing, traditional tattoos, all the flash art that I can get, study it and figure out why the fuck my tattoos didn't look like those. So I would see like a badass Horiyoshi 3 back piece, leg sleeves with chrysanthemums and peonies and dragons and all this shit, right? I'd be like, fuck, I did a koi fish and it doesn't look like that. Fuck. Why does my shit suck? Why doesn't it look like that? It's a harder question to answer than what you would think, because you got the two pictures. And like, you can see this koi fish, you can see this koi fish, you can see the Horiyoshi 3 koi fish, and you can see my koi fish. Even if I trace that bitch, like, it still came out looking like shit. And I had to figure out why. Why does it look like shit? I remember one time I was talking to my friend Chris Ayala, and I asked him why. I showed him a tattoo that I did, and he was like, man, it looks like dog shit. It's like, fuck. He's like, get that shit out of my face. And I was like, fuck, man. It was like a knife in my heart. Because I was proud to do a koi fish on a leg, straight up, that looks like dog shit. Get that shit out of my fucking face. Something along those lines. And he was like, it sucks. It's dog shit. It's ass, bro. And I was like, but why? Why is it ass? I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you're saying right now. I'm not taking offense to it, but tell me why so I can learn. And he was like, I can't tell you. You won't get it. You just won't get it. It's too early. You won't get it. That was fuel to my fire, And, so I just kept studying these books that cost a shitload of money. And now I can draw on a fucking koi fish with water and clouds and flowers and all this shit. I can make that shit look fucking cool. It's been a really long, tough, extensive fucking journey. you know, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love that I was a fucking underdog. I love it, bro, because I was able to overcome it. You know, I'm glad that they didn't give me a chance. I'm glad that they didn't show me shit. They didn't show me a fucking thing. I'm glad, because I still came out on top. I'm still fucking crushing. I still own my own tattoo shop. I have employees. I have my own clientele, and we're a successful tattoo shop. Even all the odds stacked against me, 3 fucking months after I opened my tattoo shop, my mom died. 4 months after that, my house burns down in the same fucking year. And I'm here still fucking shit up, still killing it, still growing, still trying to find ways to get better, to grow the business, now to grow the gym, to grow the G brand. And I'm on my fucking way, dude. Like, it's not cocky, it's not arrogant. And I don't even know everything. I don't even have all the knowledge. I barely have any, but I do have a strong work ethic, and I'm willing to continue to learn. And that's why I'm gonna go far. I know I am. With the G brand, with the gym, for True Warrior Tattoo, everybody's gonna know the fucking gym. Everybody's gonna know the G brand. Everybody. Before I fucking die, everybody's gonna know True Warrior Tattoo. Everybody's gonna know the gym. Everybody's gonna know the G brand. Everybody's gonna know Nick's Picks too, because we're fucking shit up. We're changing the way shit is done. We're changing the standard. We're raising the bar. We're raising the level. And just yesterday, my friend Tyler, I haven't tattooed him in years, he came in. He goes, "Man, Joe, you know what, dude? I don't agree with everything you say." And he goes, "You know, people may have some shit to say about you," which that means that people are talking to him about me. He said, "It doesn't matter what they say, man." He's like, "You work your ass off." He goes, "I don't think anybody can outwork you." He said, "You work hard, bro." He goes, "It's crazy." He goes, "I don't think anybody can." And I'm like, fuck yeah. But it's not just about the hard work, because I could be working really hard on shitty tattoos. It's about working really hard and the willingness to learn. Whether you're in the tattoo industry, whether you're a personal trainer, whether you're a fucking massage therapist, a makeup artist, owning a brand, you're raising kids, you're in a marriage, whatever. If you're willing to work hard and learn and not throw in the towel, you'll be okay, you know? And because I've had that mentality, before I even knew I had that mentality for tattooing, I had that mentality. And I didn't know that I had that mentality because social media wasn't what it is today. It wasn't that back then. So there wasn't all these crazy podcasts with motivation and discipline and this specific mindsets and overcoming the odds. I didn't know I was doing that. I just was doing it in the tattoo industry, right? And I put everything I had into the tattoo shop, and everything that I had, and to learn. This one time I drew a foo dog. It's like a Japanese folklore fucking lion. I drew the paw 15 times. I remember I was drawing it over and over and over and over and over, just the fucking paw, so that I can get it right. And I would draw roses over and over and over and over and over and over. Dude, I've thrown away more drawings for tattoos probably than you'll ever do in your whole fucking lifetime. And now I can freehand that shit without even drawing anything on. I can do a rose, just tattoo machine straight to the fucking skin. I did one on Nick's Picks. It's proof right there. But anyways, yeah, man, I'm really proud of True Warrior Tattoo. I love what I do. I don't know how long I'll be tattooing still. Right now, tattooing is too lucrative to stop. I see everything through like a really like a business lens now. Like a money thing, you know, which is good. It's not bad. I'm trying to be fucking successful, you know. But recently I've slowed down a little bit on tattooing. As far as I slowed down on rushing through tattoos, and because I've had a little bit of help around here with my GM and with Nick's Picks, you know, doing a lot of content for me, I've been able to take my time a little bit more and actually enjoy tattooing again after a few years, you know. And it's fun. Like, I have fun creating, and it's cool to do that, you know. It's cool. I enjoying tattooing, because I tell people, and it sounds arrogant and cocky, but it's true. Like, I don't even try when I tattoo. I just do what works. But I want to start trying again soon. I don't think that I lost my love for tattooing in the last few years, because I do love tattooing. I owe a lot to tattooing. I think it's great. And I love owning the tattoo shop. I love the business. I love owning a street shop. Like, this whole thing with appointment only and all that shit, and it's a private studio and you're really cool. Like, fuck that, dude. I want to own a motherfucking street shop, and I do. And it's cool, man. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what kind of tramp stamps you're going to cover up. You never know what the fuck you're going to do. It's so great. So needless to say, I love tattooing, but it more so I became very busy. So it's like I didn't have time to sit down and enjoy tattooing, because I always had something else to do. So it became more about, okay, I really need this money, and I don't have a lot of time, so let me get through this tattoo, make the client happy, and move on, so I can go look at these machines, or so I can go finish creating this G brand shirt, or so that I can go train this client, you know, in the gym or whatever, you know. So I really haven't had the chance to enjoy tattooing and take my time and be in love with tattooing, be more intimate with tattooing, rather than, like, I've loved it, but I really haven't had the chance to take my time to be intimate with it, and I would like to get that back over the next year or so, but it might not happen. It might not happen. I don't know if I'll ever really be able to be intimate with tattooing again.
That's how I feel. Like, I'm not ready to be like, I'm not tattooing anymore. Man, I know we talked about it recently.
Yeah.
Or like putting up my machines, taking them home. I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
Because of how much I invested into it. Even if I tattoo like once a month.
Yeah.
Just to keep up, obviously, me not getting rusty, but also still enjoying it.
Yeah, and you like tattooing. You're an artist. You always have been. Ever since we were fucking kids, we've always been artists. Nick's always ran around with a fucking camera in his hand making shit. Like, it's funny because somebody told me it was Hyman from Self-Made. Shout out to Hyman. He's a good ass fucking dude. He was like, man, you know, it's cool because he's so successful. He just started. And in my head, I'm like, nah, he's had cameras in his hand since he was a fucking kid. Always doing these little like movie things, you know, like these little at-home movie things and creating little scary scenes or whatever. Nick's always done that shit. You know, he's always drawn, you know, and tried to do. He had a passion for like Disney characters, and he would always draw Disney characters like the genie, you know, fucking Aladdin, Dragon Ball Z, all these things. He would always be drawing those, you know. And then you know, he got into tattooing, and now like Nick's Picks is kind of taking over, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't love tattooing anymore, you know. But you understand what I'm saying whenever I'm like, I don't know if I'll have the chance to be intimate again with tattooing. Of course, like, if I really wanted to, then I would. But I'm more about what the business requires from me. I'd rather do exactly what the business requires rather than being intimate with tattooing. Yeah. And whenever I'm talking about the business, I'm talking about the G Brand HQ, like the gym, the tattoo shop, and the G Brand as a whole. That is the business, you know, like what it requires. Because if it requires me to be more intimate with tattooing to have more income, then I will. But if it requires me to tattoo less and work on the business rather than in the business, then I'm going to do that. You know, but it's great. Dude, I would never be able to hear myself. Like, if I would hear myself talking like this 10 years ago, I'd have been like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Do the motherfucking tats, you know? But
same, like when I was apprenticing, it'd be like, oh, in 3 years, I'm not gonna, you know, want to do it as much.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm at the point where I was telling Vanessa yesterday, like, if I have a tattoo coming up, I feel like it's more of an errand.
Yes.
Right now.
Right.
Like it's taking away from editing. It's taking away from my main business.
Yeah.
Because my main business that's bringing in money is Nick's Picks.
Yeah.
And when I do a tattoo, it's taking up space in my head. That's how I see tattooing right now. So right now, if I'm not tattooing, I can just focus on Nick's Picks.
Yeah.
But if I'm thinking about a tattoo that I'm going to do on Thursday that might be challenging, it's going to take away from the quality of work that I'm doing for Nick's Picks.
Right. This is why I need you to do my content. Because it's taking up so much fucking space in my head and it needs to be done. I can't not do it. This is why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be done. But there's also so many other fucking things that I need to do. I have a girl right now in Dallas waiting for me to fucking call her so that she can help me put together a better team in Dallas. And I can't fucking call her right now, you know? Like, there's so many things that I have to do. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I am down to fucking grind, you know? I'm down to fuck some shit up. So, anyways, that's all that we have time for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to my YouTube. Shout out to Nick's Picks for always doing some badass shit with me. You can find the tattoo shop at 13 Spencer Highway in South Houston. And our number is 832-767-2954. Yeah. And we take walk-ins, we do appointments, we do $20 piercings, all right? So see you guys around. Keep it fucking G.